Two coaches that know each other extremely well. Nate Oates was previously the head coach at Buffalo, one of his top assistants, Brian Hodgson, 4 years there at Buffalo, and then they came to Alabama where they had a lot of success winning SEC championships, sending players to the NBA.
Hodgson, known as an ace recruiter, played a big role in the run that Alabama has had here under Nate Oates' leadership. He's been able to take a lot of that leadership now to Jonesboro and what he's doing with Arkansas State. In the Sun Belt MAC Challenge, Arkansas State and Akron, back and forth battle, but in the overtime, the Red Wolves were able to pull it out.
Underway in Tuscaloosa between Alabama and Arkansas State.
It's what the coaching staff talks about. He has so much energy when he plays.
Darian Reed around the screen from Mamori to the rim for Alabama's first two.
Really good hesitation dribble there by Darian Reed, getting to his left hand, changing the pace and finding it at the cup.
Preseason player of the year in the Sun Belt, over 1,000 points for him at Louisiana. Here's Darian Ford leaving that just short. Crimson Tide with Stevenson. Finding the freshman Reed to the rim and then denied at the rim thanks to the strong play of Terran Todd. A little shaken up on that last play, getting some treatment. Blood on his uniform being cleaned off. Mark Sears going.
That's fouls are definitely going to be something that are going to be.
Joseph Pinion just came in for Todd. Extra pass to Julian from the corner. He buries the three.
That's beautiful action there by Arkansas State that he's ever had here at Alabama. He has a lot of confidence in what they're doing and thinks that the sky's the limit.
Darian Reed fighting his way in, but an offensive foul.
And that might be a tough one, as it seemed like Darian Reed was trying to split the defense. Now he will have to take a blow and take a break out of the game, picking up his second.
Iron, Clifford Amori with the rebound. Sears feeding Phylon. Draws the foul.
A lot of confidence. For me, the most impressive thing is that he's a two-way player. He can play on both ends of the...
Forward out to Julian. Three-pointer one go. Another rebound by Amori.
Alabama looking to run.
Sears, Amori drawing more contact.
Prolific shot blocker. I think the thing will be, as a matter of to add to the roster, gives them the versatility and the depth that they need to be a really good defensive team.
Sears, Phylon is fouled.
You have the shot block, or at least changed.
Not even 4 minutes. Forward from the logo. Won't go. Stevenson hangs on to the rebound for Alabama.
Good job in defensive transition that time by Arkansas State, getting back, stopping the fast break opportunity.
Mark Sears to the rim. Mark Sears. Off the iron for three. Grant Nelson flew in for the rebound.
I look to him to continue to do even more.
Only delayed by about an hour and Terran Todd on the fast break. Goaltending. Range. Off the iron. Mark Sears with the rebound. And more contact.
If you're Arkansas State.
Mark Sears scored over 20 points 26 times. Devontae keeps this alive. Aiden Holloway. Yes!
Right in the game, Aiden Holloway.
Mark Sears. Perfect. Out against Sherrill. Back to Johnson. Fouled on the three-pointer. 3 shots coming up.
Oh, that was one of those things where if you're coaching staff at Alabama, you got to be frustrated. Really good defense for the entire possession and bail them out by not having your discipline on the closeout. It's a hip check on the body. Back to the free throw line.
Second foul on Devontae. On the three-pointer. Red Wolves. A slow start from beyond the three-point line. That one no good for Reitzel, but there is Stevenson with the O-board. Top of the key. Phylon.
Great time to shoot the three. Phylon knocking it down.
Foul fighting for the rebound. Out. Phylon knocks down the first. Terrence Ford attacking the paint, trying to hit it off to Marshall, but right there, the Crimson Tide. Reitzel, Clifford!
Beautiful move. Latrell Reitzel penetrating into the paint, dropping it off.
From Alabama.
Well, they've been able to turn defense into offense, and when they can get out and run, it's Latrell Reitzel finding a piece of the pace and dropping it off to the big dog, Clifford Amore.
In the corner, Reitzel. The iron. Crimson Tide keep it alive. Three-pointer, nothing but net by Holloway.
And the third three-pointer that Alabama has made after an offensive rebound on Alabama.
Reed to Clifford.
Beautiful design play and a strong screen by Mark Sears to flip. He got caught with his hands down on the body. But, you know, when you're aggressive on the offensive end, good things happen. Beautiful. Wow.
Tough defense by Marshall.
And able to reach up with one arm and pull it down.
Foul called an
Mentioned the foul going to Marshall as Mark Sears was able to put on the brakes. Mark Sears getting it going. You're going to have to put your foot on the gas. As you can see, this is a team that's not going.
Nelson trying to go to Reed, but Todd with the steal. Ford attacking the paint, swims it up and in. Todd attacking from the left side and one.
Great move there by Taryn Todd.
Diabate trying to feed Reitzel. Here's Nelson with the steal, and he'll go to the line.
The ball so well. It's a shocker to see the struggling from both sides.
Reitzel puts it up. Couldn't connect, but will go to the free throw line. Sauce in his last 2 years with the Razorbacks.
Arkansas State, you're right there. Both teams are struggling.
Julian fighting in. Works it back out to the perimeter. Julian from three. And he buries the three-pointer.
Got there for Kobe Julian. Gets his confidence going. He's able to hit one earlier.
Bylon to the corner. That three's perfect. Hello, Diabate.
He's early on in the season.
Now this is more like the pace we expected between Nate Oates and Brian Hodson's teams. Look at Grant Nelson. Too strong.
Strong finish. Beautiful crossover. Getting to the deck and finishing into traffic. Wow.
Ford to the corner. Julian too strong that time. Mark Sears weaving through traffic. Before
several players with their hands on their knees for Arkansas State as the tempo has started to pick up.
Ford goes over two. Sherrill nearly had the rebound. Now Ford with a three-pointer. Misconnection for the Crimson Tide. Johnson with the slam. Arkansas State. 8-0 run for the Red Wolves. Crimson Tide trying to find some offense. Mark Sears will do just that.
Really good job. Sad.
Todd works it back out. Johnson to Marshall. Foul call. That'll be the fourth on Jaron Stevenson.
Into the half.
14 of the 31 points for the Red Wolves at the free throw line. That one will go for Marshall, and there's a foul and a collision between Reitzel and Kobe Julian. Reitzel knocks down the first. This is one of the most efficient players in college basketball, fourth most efficient player in the country. Short, now the Crimson Tide in transition. Bylon, Amore. Not too strong there, a fight for the loose basketball. Jump ball with the arrow favoring Arkansas State. Team that's picked to win the Sun Belt. And right now, hanging in this game, largely thanks to free throws. To the rim, Taryn Todd gets it up too.
Really good executing come out of that break. It's been a tough flow and challenging game to watch, quite frankly, as both of these teams have struggled. But you see a little bit of offense get going there for Arkansas State. Taryn Todd getting to his left hand coming downhill. Really good action.
Nelson trying to go to Phylon. Keeps the basketball alive. Phylon finding Sears. Shot clock winding down. Crimson Tide will not get a shot off.
Great defensive stand there by the Red Wolves. Road
on the arc so far. Hill with the three-pointer. Give it to him.
And that's a big shot right there. Great inside-out basketball. Coley Julian getting into post.
Actually making it Sun Belt championship game on 12 of their final 16 games of the year once they finally got healthy. Amori misfires on the dunk and a foul called in Arkansas State.
The game was in the balance. Has hung right in there.
Seven-point Alabama lead. Taryn Todd lost control of the basketball. Upset for Arkansas State. Ford, Hill, got it.
Beautiful execution coming off of two drag screens.
Taryn Todd gets moving. To the rim. Give it to him. Coach Oates calling a timeout with feet.
And now we go to Brian Passing with Alabama head coach Nate Oates.
Coach, thoughts on the first half? Yeah, I mean, the pace, you know, all the whistles have kind of slowed it down. It's not to our favor. We were killing them on the O boards early. They've done a way better job keeping us off the glass. We haven't got the right guys' shots. I didn't think the second part of the first half here. And the free throw lines killed us too. If we make free throws, we got over 50. But so we got to clean some stuff up in the second half. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Brian. That was the conversation with Nate Oates at the half.
Underway in the second half. Alabama with the opening possession, leading by 3.
Three guards in this lineup alongside with Nelson and Amori. There's a lot of versatile things you can do with this group.
Nelson feeding Amori. That's a great start to the second half for the top.
You know, things can open up for shooters on the outside or dropping it off to another big like Amori for a jam.
First offensive set for the Red Wolves, and that's an easy dunk by Rashad Marshall.
Great dime there by Kobe Julian. Marshall catching that and throwing down the hammer.
Sears to Phylon with the fake. To Amori, and Clifford with the first 4 for Alabama in this second half.
Now the sharp screens, flaring up players, and being able to finish.
Tapped in by Marshall. He's right. Amori with the rebound. Mark Sears to Nelson. Grant Nelson with a soft touch.
Finishing at the end.
Darian Ford being aggressive. Lost control of the basketball. Steal by Phylon. Fastest on the floor, LeBaron Phylon.
Great drive by LeBaron Phylon. Ford with the fool's goal. Should have pulled that one out. Thought he had something. Led to the live ball turnover. Exactly what you do not want to do against Alabama.
Ford tried for the answer. Sherrill with the rebound and a foul going against Arkansas State.
And the crowd is starting to get into it here in Tuscaloosa to get the game open.
5-point Crimson Tide lead. Sears makes it 7.
That hesitation dribble that he uses when he's going with his left hand froze the defender for a split second. One more bounce turned on the Jets all the way to the cup.
Trying to go to Todd, but a turnover. Julian driving against Nelson. Nowhere to go. Phelps to Johnson with a tough 2. Phylon. In and out on that 3. Sherrill fights for the board. Reitzel, the extra step, and the 3!
Another one, the offensive rebound, the work by Aiden Sherrill, keeping that ball alive, and the poise by Latrell Reitzel to use the pump fake to get the defender up in the air and freed himself up for the look.
Red Wolves 3 of 6 from the floor in the second half. Ford into the paint. Denied Sherrill. Taryn Todd. Looking for options. Looks it back to Ford, 10 on the shot clock. Todd. Lefty floater won't go. There's Sherrill. Julian with lane to the basket and one.
A lot of time left, but at the same time, as you mentioned,
5-point game. Crimson Tide just one of its last 7 from the floor. Reitzel. And another three before Nelson comes flying in.
wow, Brent.
Julian a little out of control. Can't connect there. Darian Ford keeps the possession alive. Terrence Ford's pass stolen away by Reitzel.
Come away with the steal.
Jaron Stevenson on the floor with 4 fouls. Phylon finds Clifford.
That's a beautiful play. You go guard, pick and roll with the short roll and have a playmaker to make that decision to drop it off to Amore.
Amore then with a defensive rebound. Chance to build on a 7-point Alabama lead. Stevenson the rebound. And one! Jaron Stevenson!
And that's what you do if you're Jaron Stevenson. To have a quality offensive set here. Moving the ball around. Alabama's looking for the steal to try to get off in transition.
Ford against Stevenson, who had to be careful with 4 fouls. Mark Sears against Phelps, drawing the foul. He will go to the free throw line when we return to 10 minutes to go. Mark Sears to the free throw line. Ford fighting his way inside, and a foul against Alabama has everybody in Coleman Coliseum in shock.
Everyone is demonstrating. Took it in his chest, showed his hands.
So foul actually on Phylon, not Amore. That is the second on LeBaron Phylon.
I tend to agree with Phylon. Had a lot of verticality, took it in the chest. He just elevated up, but he didn't have any type of angling trajectory towards the offensive player.
Darian Ford working in and scores. The Red Wolves needed that basket.
And a good down and get an easy one against a defender that doesn't want to pick up a cheap foul.
Mark Sears fighting through contact.
It's just a matter of having a little bit more focus and concentration.
Down by 7. Julian back on the floor, leading scorer against Nelson. Leaves it short. Nelson with a rebound. Darian Reed. Hello!
Excellent decision. That was all created with the penetration of Mark Sears. At Ford, he's done a lot recently, using his physicality, trying to get some baskets in the paint.
Todd, who was shaken up a moment ago, now back in. Gets the friendly roll.
Beautiful.
That's his 3rd foul, getting ready for that inbounds pass. Kobe Julian for Arkansas State, sending Mate to the line. The front end is good. Sherrill, Red Wolves down 7. Pinion, rhythm 3.
Big shot. Pinion going for his outside shooting stroke to try to stick back up, power up. 4-point ball game here with 8 to go.
LeBaron fights inside. Phylon cannot connect, and here come the Red Wolves down 4.
Marshall had the mismatch in the post. He still has it until they finally switch out with Reed and Phylon.
Todd long range. Well off the mark, but right there is Marshall. 2-point contest.
Johnny on the spot. The ball works its way back around to Marshall.
Alabama trying to find some offense. More defense from the Red Wolves.
And they go into counterattack.
Pinion makes it a tie game.
Wow.
What a burst from Joseph Pinion.
Strong drive, takes the contact and the concentration. Tie game.
7-0 run for the Red Wolves. Reitzel. Doesn't have the answer on a three. Diabate the board. Reitzel again. Reed trying to clean it up. How about Mo? It's the early going when it was 4-3. Alabama's been in control, leading for 31 minutes of this game.
Well, this is a game where Alabama has struggled to hit it from the outside, only 6 for 30. The recipe is going to be for them to pound the offensive glass and get a high percentage shot if you go to the free throw line, or you'll be able to break the will of Arkansas State.
Terrence Ford finding Johnson. Shot clock winding down. Here is Ford against Nelson. Out of control and a shot clock violation.
A good defensive stand there for Alabama. Arkansas State gets kept right in striking distance. And we get some things going in an ugly game. It's just a matter of who can catch fire at the right moment.
Terrence Ford had to go back to the Arkansas State bench as he was shaken up. The ball backward violation. Crimson Tide thought it was tipped, but
turnover off his own foot.
Quickly into Julian. Won't go, and the Crimson Tide get it back. Trying to build on a 2-point lead. Grant Nelson makes it 4.
That's the move that if you're Alabama, you have to do. Get the high percentage shots at the cup. You have the physical advantage. The game is getting into the late stages of it. You're not able to hit one for the outside. I'm looking to drive every possession if I'm the Tide.
Arkansas State goes inside.
Great job there by Rashard Marshall, catching that ball high on the alley-oop, coming down, gathering himself, and putting it in.
Nice feed from Nelson to Sears. Won't go, and a foul.
Drawing the foul, getting to the free throw line.
Third foul on Pinion. Sears goes 2 for 2 at the line. Crimson Tide fans want to see some defense. Alabama trying to hold on to a 4-point lead. Here's some defense from Diabate. Sears draws another foul.
Great recognition once again by Alabama, barreling down on you on the offensive end. Mo Diabate getting things going, coming up with this steal and finding the man who has the hot hand. Mark Sears calling for it for the wing, puts his shoulder down, foul, back to the free throw line. You got to make sure you drive in, get fouled, get to the free throw line, and be efficient from the line.
Diabate tried to save that. Terran Todd denied by Reed. Basketball back to Bama. Back to the Red Wolves.
Got to give that one back to Diabate.
Strong defense last 2 possessions. For the Crimson Tide trying to slow down the Red Wolves. Marshall fighting in. Couldn't get it. Saves it and play to Julian. And then he's fouled.
The crowd's not going to love this one at all. And they show this one again on the replay. This is just the type of game it's going to be.
Run into the 1-and-1 is missed. It stays a 5-point Alabama lead. Darian Reed, the spin, the score, the freshman.
Beautiful footwork on the spin move and the power dribble. Phenomenal.
Huge possession for Arkansas State. Julian 3. Won't go, there's Sears.
As Arkansas State have another defensive stand and a run in them to get back into this game, the momentum has flipped over to the Tide.
Latrell Reitzel Jr. makes it 10.
A rare drive all the way to the cup for Latrell Reitzel, and a great decision.
Nine-point Crimson Tide advantage in Coleman. Latrell Reitzel Jr. really willing Alabama back to an extended lead against Arkansas State. Did so much here.
Well, it's important for this Alabama team to recognize the tone of the game. Not able to hit a shot from outside. 6 for 30 in the threes. Been able to get it going in the last few minutes by putting your head down and driving all the way to the cup.
Had been a 2-point game, and then the Crimson Tide on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes, and what has been a physical game with all of these fouls. 5 players with 4+ fouls, including 3 players on the Crimson Tide, all playing with 4 fouls.
You got to understand the game. When there's a moment when the team is battling foul trouble, you can't allow them to let them off the hook with the 3-point shots. Yes, we understand that's the way you play, and you're normally shooting them at a high clip and knocking them down. But to get away with the win, you're going to have to make sure you take the physical baskets close to the basket, because you can either get an easy lay because they don't want to foul, or you're back to the free throw line.
Then what have you seen from Alabama on defense? Nate Oates has talked about he wants to play elite defense from the start of this season.
Well, they've done a really good job of trying to extend the pressure. In the last recent trips down the court, you have a lot of guys rotating over, trying to challenge shots at the rim, and then hustling for the 50-50 balls. With 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go, I expect one more push here from Arkansas State, but it's going to be the 50-50 balls that's going to decide this game for either team.
Red Wolves haven't scored in over 2 minutes as Alabama's grown the lead to 9. Julian puts them back on the board.
Great decision there, Julian, coming off that curl, getting downhill, finishing over the shot blocker.
Mark Sears, right to Reed.
Beautiful play. Mark Sears with the left-handed alley-oop. Darion Reed throwing down the hammer.
Crimson Tide back to a 9-point advantage. 2:52 still to go, and everyone learning the name Darion Reed.
The side play coming out of the break. The alley-oop to Darion Reed going to the top shelf.
Frustrated with the pace of the first half, all the fouls between the teams. I've seen some elite defense from the Crimson Tide. I'm hoping that can continue. Out of timeout, Red Wolves with the basketball. Kobe Julian against Nelson. Works it back to Pinion. Pinion lost control. Out of play off Arkansas State.
Wow. Just not able to finish.
Floater from the logo, won't go for Todd. Marshall too strong. There's Mark Sears. Finding Reed. Philon, yes.
Good cut to the basket by LeBaron Philon. Reitzel with the opportunity, could have cut to the basket, elected to run to the corner 3.
Todd with the 3-pointer. Got it to go. That cuts into Alabama's 11-point lead. Makes it Mark Sears. Off the mark, and there's a tough defensive rebound by Todd before a whistle was blown. Today, 2 of 4 at the line. Knocks down the first.
Try to run some offense.
Darren Todd with 18 points today. Lobs it, and there's Marshall with the flush. Red Wolves go with the full court pressure. Alabama getting down floor with Reed, then foul.
Teams that they will run into, and when that Creighton team comes, and you talk about Ryan Kalkbrenner coming off that 49-point performance.
Philon with the rebound. Philon 3 of 7 at the line today. Makes the first. 2 for 2 to grow the lead back to 9 for Alabama with 9 seconds to go. Darren Todd from 3. Won't get the roll. That ends this game. Nate Oates and Ryan Hodson, 2 great friends, longtime co-workers. What a battle their teams had tonight as second-ranked Alabama defeats Arkansas State 88-79.
Both of these teams learned a lot about their roster. If you're Alabama, you see that your team has the ability to win a tough game when you're not able to shoot from the outside. But Brian Hodson sees the heart and soul of this Arkansas State team, and they can battle with the big boys.
Now we're here courtside. Roger Huber and Richard Hendricks joined in the middle by Clifford Amori of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Clifford, thank you so much for joining us. What can you tell us about your performance today against Arkansas State?
I think it's just about like team effort. My teammate was fighting me. You could see Mark fighting me for the lobs. Yeah, everybody was playing together. We was moving the ball. And offensively, I try to try to get as much offensive rebound as possible. While our defense, we just try to stay together and get it stopped.
Clifford, you did an outstanding job under the boards in the alley-oop threat, but also on the defensive end, the rim protection played a big role in y'all getting this win tonight.
Like in practice, I'm more of like a defensive player, so I just try to, be more impact on the defensive end, just doing my best.
Saw a lot of great plays for you tonight, not only some rebounds, but also getting to the rim. You had some great help from your teammates on offense. You had some really great help from your teammates on offense. How much did they get you going offensively?
No, they're fighting me on offense, like, on pick and roll. Once I go to the rim, the other guys, they're trying to, Mark is a great player, so they're trying to double Mark Sears, leaving me wide open, so stuff like that.
What does it mean to get a grind-out win against an opponent like Arkansas State? So much firepower that you have, but you were able to pull it out.
It was a great team, they're a great team, but we work daily to get better. So as a team, we was able to come out with the dub, and we played together.
Well, Clifford, congratulations on the win. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Clifford Amori of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tonight, it's Alabama picking up this win. Final score, 88-79 over Arkansas State.
Brian, we talked about the sloppiness of this game, about Alabama making plays down the stretch, but you also said in the last few moments, games like this are where you learn a lot about yourself. What did the Tide learn tonight?
Yeah, listen, you could schedule some 50-point wins, and Alabama got a 56-point win in its opener against UNC Asheville. Now, that was a pretty good team. They weren't as good as what we saw tonight with Arkansas State, but also Alabama played well. But this is a game you schedule, this one and Monday night against McNeese State, two of the best mid-major programs in the country. You schedule games like this because you're going to get challenged. And if you don't play well, you could easily lose. Alabama could have lost this game. I'll give Brian Hodgson and Arkansas State a lot of credit. They came to play, and Alabama was challenged in a big way and, had to make plays down the stretch, had to make plays on both ends of the floor. And on a night where threes that were open were not going down, and on a night where there were 52 foul calls and 80 free throws attempted by both teams and 16 missed free throws by Alabama, you got it done. And all those things are frustrating as a player. And I thought Alabama let the frustration get to them at points in the game when the fouls were being called, and they were being called on both ends. But when you are playing in a game like this, when you like to get up and down and it's choppy and it's a free throw contest and you're not making free throws, frustration can set in. And I thought there were times in this game where it did. But when it came down to winning time, Alabama made some big plays. And it was a combination of freshmen and veterans. I thought Latrell Reitzel, who in this game really struggled from the three-point line. He was 1 for 9 from three. He's one of the best three-point shooters in college basketball, but made a difference on both ends of the floor. He ends up with 9 points, 5 rebounds, a couple of assists, a couple of steals, made a huge reverse lay-in down the stretch. And he and Mark Sears made plays. And Darian Reed, I thought, stepped up and played big, got stops on the defensive end. He was matched up against Arkansas State's best player in Kobe Julian late in this game. And I thought Nate Oates showed a lot of confidence in his 5-star freshman on the defensive end, and he responded on that end of the floor, made some plays offensively, and it was not a thing of beauty. But Alabama got it done, got some key stops, made some key offensive plays. Thought Grant Nelson was big late in this game as well. And listen, this is a game you're supposed to win if you're number 2 in the country and pick to win the SEC. Didn't want it to be this close, but you get better from games like this, and hopefully that'll be the case for this team.
Darian Reed, 10 points in the game. 8 of them came in the second